Everybody, welcome back to the channel again. It's still the same day as before, obviously, and you like my outfit? Yeah, I dressed up just for you guys. So anyway, I got these containers from up on the deck there, and I'm going to plant out some sugar and snap peas and some wasabi, Japanese wasabi radishes. And the back of this one says 60 days to maturity. This round-shaped Japanese daikon radish is intensely pungent, spicy flavor, perfect for lovers of wasabi. Chefs and experimental home cooks will be delighted to play with this sensational root crop. I thought I had Easter basket radishes left, but I feel like my sister stole the rest of those. So, whoops, I guess I'll have to get more radishes. So anyway, we're going to plant these daikon radishes out, and I guess we're going to taste test them once they come up, and I'll let you know how they taste. But one thing I'm going to tell you about is I'm planting in composted horse manure, and composted horse manure is pretty high in nitrogen. So I'm going to need to add potassium and phosphorus to it too. Not so much of that though, because I'm not growing it for flowers and seeds and things of that nature. I'm just growing it for the root crop, but I'm going to add a little bit of that later on. I'm going to add some potash into it and probably some bone meal into this container with the radishes or whatever containers I plant them in, and of course to these barrels back here, which I'm going to use for my tomatoes. So let's get started. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the daikon radishes in this container because it's bigger, and they're daikons, so they're going to get pretty long and round, and I think that's going to be better. And then put the sugar and snap peas in here. They're a bush type pea. They don't grow tall and need trellised, but they do grow little tendrils on them still. And I'm just going to kind of sprinkle these in wherever and just kind of cover them up a little bit. They're not very big seeds, so they won't need a lot of room to sprout, but I got chunks of clay in here I'm kind of breaking up with my hands. Most of it is composted horse manure, but it still has some clay in there, and I'm just going to make sure I break that up a little bit to help out the new baby plants to grow. All right, that one's done. The sugar and snap peas, and these I'm going to plant a little bit deeper, probably about a ½ an inch deep, because if you'll notice, the seed size are quite a bit bigger than the daikon radishes which were probably about a 32nd of an inch big. I'm going to go ahead and space these apart about 4 inches too. But if I happen to plant them too close together, I can always come back through and thin them out. So that's not an issue. I'm planting them in a circle. I added one to the middle of this last container, if you saw that. I'm just going to take I got 3 seeds left in my hands. I'm going to go ahead and just stick them in there. In case some of them don't come up, then I got a backup. But usually I would go through and water these in really good. However, we had a storm not too long ago, and I just had this load of composted horse manure put in the bed of my pickup truck just a couple days ago, a day or two after it stormed. So it's still pretty wet. So I don't need to come through and water it. Other than that, I would definitely come through and make sure it is watered. Now with these terracotta pots, they do tend to dry out the soil a bit faster. So I got to keep my eye on them and make sure that they stay moist. I love terracotta pots, they're beautiful. But they do tend to dry out a little bit faster unless you put a glaze on them, like Mod Podge or something like that. That will help it retain moisture better. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed planting the first seeds outside with me of the season. And I love you, and so does Jesus. God bless everybody.